Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy OG Black. Decided to do something a little different today. This is part two of the Trevino family Zeta legacy. A lot of people don't understand how beautiful the world is, and I'm going to show you how. Right now, as I'm videotaping, that is a lizard, a gecko. I don't know what the hell he is, but that's how natural this is around here. Natural. You know, the Trevinos were those who capitalized on what they had around them. Their grandfather was a great horse breeder, and Miguel Trevino was also a great officer in the military. So he decided to get some of that money he used from drug dealing and funnel it through these horse races, through these horses. Now the Trevinos are very proud of their horses. These horses they have compare almost to any other horses in the U.S. They're great thoroughbreds for the quarter mile and for everything else. Now these Trevinos, what can I say about them? Miguel Angel. His name is Michelangelo, if you guys can believe it, and he ain't no angel. You know, Michelangelo Trevino, the Zeta. You know, many people out here don't understand about these Zetas and why me and Shadow talk about them. I've worked against them. I've worked, you know, in areas where they were at. And let me tell you something. These Zetas are no joke. They're brutal. They have a code of ethics. It's so different than everybody else. You know, they take no prisoners, and that's how they function. You know, a lot of people don't understand that they're not the founding members of the Zetas. They're not. But they're one of the original 50, which is hard to say. Because after they got to about 50 or 60, 70 guys, they started getting real bad with the government. You know? So these Zetas were out here fighting and being mercenaries, mostly hired guns. You know, Miguel Trevino was one of the best ones that you could find out there. He had military training in the U.S. He had military training in so many other places that people can't even compare to where his training was at. You know, the Zetas are one of the most powerful and most ruthless organizations that ever lived. You know, the government made it to a point where people from Michoacan, Sinaloa, and everywhere, and all the cartels united, wanted to get rid of them. You know, there's a famous video of La Tuta where he calls him public enemy number one. You know, for a certain reason. You know, public enemy number one. You know, they were the worst of the worst. They had no morals, no ethic code, nothing. And they had no problem breaking it. You know, these Zetas were these beginning 50. I want to say were have to be the most brutalist and most savage out of all of them. You know, McAllen, Texas, and areas of their border state, they caused terror. The name Trevino in California is not as famous as it is in Texas. In Texas, the name Trevino strikes fear, strikes intimidation. It echoes in a legacy. You know, many families and many cartels are very famous. Many cartels are famous, as a matter of fact, I can say. Many cartels are real famous because of people like the Trevinos. Because of people like the Sinaloa cartel had the Felix Torreses. They have the Guzman Loreras, you know, the Chapitos. I mean, these organizations have these families that give everything. Their brother, their sister, their aunt, their uncle, their grandfather. And not their first generation, not second generation. These are third generation mafiosos. You know? You know, one thing people don't understand about these mafioso guys, a lot of them are hardworking people. A lot of them were. You see that over there in the far distance, straight ahead? So you guys know at home? That looks like a squirrel. Straight ahead. Look, I'm going to point to him because I got my gloves on right now. That is a fucking squirrel, I think. Excuse my language. You know? Let me tell you something, guys. Out here, you know, look, I'm going to give you a good parameter. Out here, good luck finding a commando. Good luck finding someone like me or Shadow. You know what I mean? The Trevinos were really good at taking advantage of their surroundings. The Mexican-Texas border, so people don't know, the Trevinos were one of the first families to buy United States cattlemen ranchers. And what they did was they would go up to a ranch and ask them and go, "Excuse me, sir, could I give you a couple $100,000 if you allow me just to drive my trucks through here at night? You won't ever see us. You won't ever know about us. We won't ever bother you." Remember, in the 80s and 90s, a lot of people weren't doing that great in this world. Especially in the U.S., the economy was always taking a hard hit. He took off. He heard me. He's like, "Oh, they're going to kill me." You know, what it trips me out is this guy. Look at him. He don't give a crap. He hears me. He talks to me. It's because he's not even scared of humans. I'll tell you that much. Not even scared of humans. You know? So these Trevinos, man. You know, the Mexican government made it a priority to get Miguel Angel. And for a certain reason. You know, this is part 2 of the Trevino family. You know, there's only so much I can tell you about them. Sometimes I feel like I'm going over the same thing and over. Like my wife says, she'd be like, "Oh, you know, you constantly repeat yourself." Well, it's hard, you know. I'm trying to, like one of my viewers said, stay in my lane and respect everybody. And give you as much information that I can give you without getting myself in trouble. And without getting anybody else in trouble. You know, there's an old saying. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. You know, there's a rapper, Snoop Dogg, he made a famous saying, you know, the game is to be sold, not told. You know, I don't believe that. I don't believe on selling stories or anything, you know. And OG Black's had some really good offers to tell his stories before. If you guys ever seen Fox 11 News, there's an anchorman by the name of Chris Blatchford who made a book called The Black Hand. I've been asked multiple times by Mr. Blatchford to do interviews, to do a history, because I have the photos and the proof. Not just what comes out of my mouth, people. Remember, you got to have physical paper and people to back up your stories. The lizard's gone now. He took off. Oh, there he is, back again, guys. You know, so this is part 2 of the Trevino family legacy. Hope you guys like it. Smash, subscribe. You know, support your real ones, man. It's your boy, OG Black, signing off. Talk to you guys later, man. Hope you enjoyed this.